We are here for another exhibition presentation from Ben Zimmerman. Looking forward to hear about his reflections on his time at Schechter Manhattan. We now call on Ben.
Woo! Hi, my name is Ben and welcome to my graduation exhibition. Throughout the whole process of making this exhibition, I had to reflect on myself, which isn't always the easiest thing. I really took time to think about what values represent me as a person. Not just as any person, as a person who loves baseball, as a student, and as a friend. Through a lot of thought, I decided on 3 values that I felt represented me best. The first value I chose was dedication and commitment. The second value I chose was friendship, and the third and the last was courage. When thinking about myself and how I live life, I decided that these were the values that represented me best. I felt that these values would also play a huge role in my future life. They would help pave a path for me to explore and to succeed. To show you my values and what is important to me about them, I've tied it all into baseball. I created a video that takes place on the baseball field. I made the baseball diamond the center of this video, and I put together real-life videos of me playing baseball. First, second, and third bases are each one of my 3 core values, and in between the bases are the sub-values. Home base represents my future goals. It's extremely important to me that I've trusted my friends and that they have trusted me. I want to be honest with my friends and have them be honest with me. I want to feel comfortable and safe when I'm around my friends, and I want it to be the same for them. I remember in the 4th grade, my class and I went on an educational overnight field trip to enhance our studies on animals and habitats. Throughout the trip, there were many new experiences that I had with my friends. We went sailing in the river and caught many fish that I had never seen. Before this experience, I had a fear of being in water with living things in it. With my friends encouraging me, I found it much easier to get through it and felt accomplished afterwards. In the afternoon, my friends and I played a game called Predator and Prey in the woods. This was a game where the prey had to start on the outskirts of the woods and make their way to the middle without being caught. This trip impacted me in several ways. Learning and playing with my friends was great, but the trip was also about the idea of experiencing new things. Firstly, I learned a lot about animal habitats and animals themselves. Secondly, it was my first overnight trip with my friends. I was able to get the feeling of waking up next to my best friends and continuing to enhance our relationship with each other. These experiences really showed me the importance of friendship, the importance of being able to share experiences with people who care about me and people I care about. These are friends who have my back and I have theirs. These are true friends who I trust and who are honest with me. I feel completely comfortable and safe with them. Second base represents my value of courage. I want to be able to explore new areas of study, and in general, I want to step out of my comfort zone. Any time that I get an opportunity, I almost always take the initiative and take advantage of the opportunity. I think that it's pretty important that I don't always stick with what I know, and that I don't stick with what I feel safe doing. When I think of courageous people in Jewish tradition, I'm drawn to Moshe, who is very courageous and bold. At first, when God called on Moshe to help the Israelite slaves, he was skeptical of his ability to accomplish the task. He probably thought to himself, I'm only one person. How can I get a whole nation out of Egypt? However, he knew how much was at stake and understood how important it was to succeed. As he got more involved in helping his people, his courageous side came out. It was very courageous of him to stand up to Pharaoh and tell him to let the Jews go. In addition, he overcame every challenge he faced and brought the Israelites to the land of Canaan. Moshe is someone I look up to for that reason. I know that if I was in Moshe's situation, I would have had a very hard time deciding what to do. It takes a lot of courage to do what Moshe did. I hope that when I am faced with a difficult situation, I will step out of my comfort zone to take initiative and take the risks that are needed to complete the task, regardless of how difficult it might be. Third base represents my value of dedication and commitment. For me to be dedicated and committed to something, for example, baseball or schoolwork, I need to persevere even when things get hard. I cannot become a great player without practice. Just like my coaches tell me, a great player is made in practice, not in the games. In sports, it's extremely important to be driven to succeed and motivated to try your absolute hardest. For this to happen, I need to have passion for the game. To show how I display this value in the world, I decided to put together videos of me playing baseball from when I was about 5 till now. Each year I practice more and more until I realize that practicing doesn't ever end. I have to keep practicing in order to keep playing well. Sometimes practice becomes really hard and very tiring, but I always persevere and practice until I am finished. It is my passion for the game that keeps me going and practicing. Like baseball, in life, being passionate about something motivates you to try your hardest and persevere in order to do your best.
How are you going to bring that? What's the problem? Why is it down?
Leaving Schechter and entering into the high school world, I have many goals for the future. One of my goals is growing as a learner. Specifically in math, I want to learn as much as possible. I already like math, and I'm going to a school where math is the main focus. In addition to math, I also want to improve my writing skills because I enjoy it and I want it to come more naturally. Finally, I want to be courageous and find new interests. My new school also has a main focus on science and engineering, so I want to explore that more. I know that it is going to get hard with homework and sports, but I want to persevere even when things get hard and stay dedicated and committed. One step I can take is being efficient with my homework. I want to try not to procrastinate as much as possible. Another step I can take is talking to some of the teachers in the math department and ask about what I can do to further improve my math skills. Since I am going into a non-Jewish high school, it is very important to me that I maintain a Jewish life. I want to continue speaking Hebrew and continue celebrating Jewish holidays. A step I can take towards achieving this goal is staying connected to Schechter and my synagogue, FTJC, and participating in Jewish programs. I think that I can also try to speak Hebrew as much as possible. I can continue going to shul and practice Judaism in my daily life. Lastly, when I move on to high school, it is essential that I stay in contact with my Schechter friends while also making new friends in high school. I can maintain my current friendships by seeing my Schechter friends on weekends. In my new school, I'll need to be courageous when meeting new people. I shouldn't be scared to introduce myself and to have conversations. In addition, I can join clubs and get involved with school activities. Given my love of sports, I want to stay athletically involved and join a school sports team. Not only will this help me meet new people, it will also mean that I need to be dedicated to the team. Finally, I hope I can continue playing on sports teams outside of school. Throughout my years at Schechter and through experiences at home and outside of school, I've developed strong values that I believe will help me succeed in the future. I feel like I'm a confident person and I have the foundations to make good decisions. I want to continue to grow and learn outside of school and use these values to help pave a path for me in life. Any questions?
So right now, we will open the floor to students to ask questions. After that, it will be followed by adults. I want to remind everyone that when you raise your hand to ask a question, we start off first by giving Ben some warm feedback. So telling him some things he did nicely.
So I really liked watching your video and hearing you speak, and I thought it was a very good way to include your love of baseball into this video. And I really liked watching you playing baseball throughout your years, because it shows how you've grown physically, but also like as a person. And my question is, are you going to be playing baseball in high school at MSC?
Yeah, I'm gonna join the MSC baseball team, and I also might play a little bit outside of school in the fall when it's not baseball season in high schools. All right.
Well, I loved that you incorporated baseball into this, especially that, it was videos of you. Because, I incorporated soccer into mine, but there weren't videos of me in it. And it's really cool to see, like Ravi said, how you've grown physically. And, you can see just by the way you've made decisions in baseball, the way your mind has developed too. I just think that baseball is the perfect representation of who you are as a person. And, yeah, that's it.
So I really liked your presentation. I thought that incorporating a video and incorporating so many videos of you playing baseball really showed how you evolved over time and how you wish to continue evolving. And my question for you is, why did you choose to use baseball as your main way of expressing how you've evolved instead of any other element in your life?
Well, I think that at first I was using baseball as to represent my value, like how I display the value of dedication and commitment in my life. But then I started to realize how big baseball, how big of a part in my life baseball is, and that I think that it's only right if it's the base of the entire video and that it holds everything together, because I think that's how baseball is in my life as well. No?
I really liked your creative component. It was definitely very unique. It really encompassed who you were. And I really liked the hand clap at your celebration. And my question is, if you could take one value away from your past, and what value would it be, and how do you think it would have changed you as a person?
So I definitely think all of them. If I didn't have one of the values, I think I'd be a different person today. But I think
How do you think you would?
dedication and commitment is one of the big values that I feel. I mean, it shows, like I showed in the video, it shows how I've dedicated and committed to baseball. But that value has also carried with me to anything that I feel strongly about, like learning. And I think that if I didn't have that value, I'd be a different person today. And in the future, it would change how I make decisions. And it's dedication and commitment is like the core value that stems all of my hard work, and what I do in life is I always try to make it my best work. So I think that value literally changed me.
Well, I like really much, like I think your sport is very fun. I like it a lot, and I play soccer at school in here, so I don't do it anymore. So how do you play it?
How do I play baseball? Great question. Well, I can put it simply. Basically, there's two teams. One team plays defense and the other offense. And the team that's hitting the ball, when they hit the ball,